Welcome to the Cars and Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Ralph Napoleon. I'm here with my two co-hosts. We got Rob Corelli, and we got Danielle behind the ones and twos.
Hello.
So it's been a while since we've been here. We've had a bunch of really, really nice days, and today is literally the first day that it's like getting chilly, getting nasty.
It's supposed to be
like
nice next week again.
Is it really?
Yep. It's supposed to get warmer again.
Yo, this is fucking great. Like I don't
I'll
understand where the weather is coming from, but yeah, I'll take it any day. But yeah, I don't know. Winter is coming. It's right around the corner, you know. So yeah, I'm not really. I'm kind of ready for it. Like all our coal bins are all ready to go.
Yeah.
Like heat is all ready to go. But like I'm just like not ready for it at all.
I'm still not ready for the early nights. Like
Yeah.
I'm walking out of work
know.
and it's like the sun's almost setting and I'm
Yep.
like, oh God. I'm
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be driving home in the dark soon.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
already am.
yeah. I wonder if they're gonna turn the clocks back here, because you know, like some states is
They
like.
keep talking about
I
it.
know, man. I know.
I wish they'd make it just so it's daylight till like 11.
Yeah.
Let's just change it all together. So in the wintertime it gets dark at like 9.
Yeah. That'd be.
I don't
awesome.
even care. I don't care until 10 o'clock. It's still dark. I don't care if my kids are out waiting for the bus in the dark. I don't give a shit.
There, you know, it's funny. Like,
Yeah, mornings don't bother me. If
yeah.
it's dark, like late,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
even if it's 8 o'clock, if it was still pitch black out,
Yep.
I'd still be sipping my coffee,
feel
get my
tired.
stuff.
oh yeah,
It's
oh
fine.
yeah, oh
It's
yeah.
fine. But at night, like when I want to do shit, like mow the lawn, like get all that, like I don't know, I like doing that stuff in the evening, like
Yeah,
7,
oh, yeah, oh,
7
yeah.
o'clock. Like I want to be grilling, like
I
hang
just
out
don't
in-
want. I just don't want the sun to be blazing on me when I'm cutting the grass.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I want to do it
I'm-
right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like later in.
Oh yeah, that's the best time, dude. Best time.
Yeah, I don't understand. I like it later. That's
Yeah,
that's it.
I agree. You know,
The best was when I lived out in Ohio. I lived right on the line it was like maybe 40 minutes away, and it was the time change.
really.
So in the summertime there, it was literally almost 10 o'clock, and it was still like dusk.
Really?
I loved it, bro.
Oh,
Summer
my
times were
God.
just chill, like hanging out at the pool.
Yeah.
Like 9 o'clock, and the sun's still like out, like out enough that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
hanging out at 9 o'clock. It was dope.
That's so dope, dude.
I loved it. We talked about this. I said,
I know.
I'd be that dude in Alaska.
Yeah.
Crazy. Didn't sleep for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Be out running around screaming.
You know what's funny? Like, I showed Danielle, like, because Danielle and I, we now have our passports. We updated our passports, and yeah, we're looking to make some moves. You know, next
Year.
Next year. So like, you know, I just want to start to travel, right? And I don't know if it's on our bucket list to try to go there, but there's some place, I don't know, Norway or something like that around there.
Yeah.
That the sun doesn't set. Like,
Oh, it's probably Iceland.
Yeah.
I think, is it Iceland or
it's somewhere up that way where like 24 hours
Yep. Yeah,
the
it's
sun
like
it just
twilight.
it just touches the yeah. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
twilight.
wow, like that'd be so fucking
I'm
dope.
pretty sure it was Iceland. I know
It's like
exactly what you're talking about.
Iceland, Finland, Norway,
those,
one of
yeah.
them.
Yeah. It's up in that
They show
area.
people like hiking at like 1
Yeah.
o'clock in the
Yes,
morning. And,
yes.
Like, you could see, like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's darker, but like you
No.
definitely.
It's,
You
it's,
could see good.
It's so
Yo,
neat.
the videos that I've seen,
Yeah.
like, it is 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the sun is like,
Oh,
bam,
it's still up.
right in your face.
Oh.
Yeah, like,
Like jogging at 1 a.m.
yeah. I'm just like,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm down.
We
bro.
could go for it.
Really?
We
I
go.
am
I,
down.
Yeah.
and you know what's crazy too? They in the one town that we did watch it, it said that you had to it was a requirement that you had to take a gun with you because of polar bears.
Oh yeah.
There's more polar bears up their way than any humans. You know what I mean? And I was just like, that sounds crazy, but cool as hell at the same time.
Yeah, you're
Because
fine.
like, you know, if you go hiking at 3 o'clock in the morning, like you can see a polar bear. It's fucking dope.
That is dope.
You know, but I know.
But yeah, I'm so down for something like that. I just
God.
could- like last night, I couldn't sleep. Slept
Really?
Like crap. Oh yeah, I just sleep absolutely like trash.
Oh.
I would love to go outside.
Yeah.
Last night it was like 60 degrees out.
Mhm.
I know.
It was
I
nice.
know.
I've
I
been out on
know.
my porch, you know.
It's so nice.
And
Like
no bugs.
yes,
No mosquitoes.
no bugs. Oh my God, it's the best.
They have
That's
gone
about the
back.
only thing that I like about this
Me
time
too.
of year.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Yesterday I had both doors open, no screens,
Really?
the wind just blowing through the house, like no mosquitoes.
Bro,
no
that's
bugs.
wild.
I let that shit wide open.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's dope. I think we only have like the back door open when it's really nice.
yeah.
We got the screen on it and stuff like that, but yeah, it's because we got like a family. How many? 3, 4?
The foxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's I think
They'd be
3
in your
still.
house.
Dude, what?
They'd be in your house. Raccoons.
Yeah.
Nah,
No.
fuck that,
The
dude.
squirrels probably would.
Yeah. but nah, it's dope as hell. Like, you know, when it's nice outside, like to keep the back door open,
Yep.
it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I ain't gonna lie. But
I'll
yeah.
do that in the winter, like when it gets warm
Like
one
the
day.
30s, 40s.
I'll turn the heat
Mhm.
off, open up every window in the house, and just let the air air the house out.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
from when I was a kid. My mother used to do that all the time. She'd open up everything and then just clean the whole house top to bottom.
No
because everybody be
shit.
sick, you know, like wintertime.
Yeah,
So she'd
yeah.
clean everything. I remember being freezing in the house for like half the day, and just all the windows wide open and everything. Just get everything just aired out, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's pretty funny because like I'll have the window like cracked like this much, and whenever Danielle and we go to sleep, and since Danielle sleeps more on the window side than me, she gets so upset. Like it's so funny because she's like,
Chilly.
I'm cold, and I'm just like, you know,
He's like, you want to switch sides?
yeah. I tell her all the time, you want to switch
Yo,
sides?
You're a psychopath.
I-
You could just switch sides.
Yeah, I can switch sides.
Nope, I can't.
He's a psychopath.
We did that once, and now we're done.
Yeah.
I let him have it once.
That's
now
like yeah,
I
there's
sleep
no
closer
way.
to the door.
Yo, yeah, I can do it
Yeah, I
with
have
no
to sleep,
problem.
Like looking at it to the right, I sleep
Really?
on the right side.
That's how we sleep now. That's how we sleep. She sleeps on the
looking at-
left. I'm on the right, and but she's got more of the window, so I'm just like I
But
want.
you have more of the heat though when you put it on.
Yeah, I guess I don't know, but like
I have the window side.
really,
Yeah.
I sleep.
Mine is the window
You know, like in my birthday suit too. So like, and I'm comfortable all night, and like when I get hot,
Because she's on the window side. That's why you're comfortable.
Yeah, right.
She's blocking the wind for you. And everything.
yo, yeah. Oh my god, that's too funny, man. Too funny.
All
Oh,
Sleep
so
outside.
Rob, what have you been up to? What's going on? How you been?
right. Lots of transmission problems in the Crowley household, actually.
Dude, what the fuck is going on, man? We
Yeah,
were talking a little bit before.
Yep. The kid's his beater Jeep Liberty. That transmission went on that.
Oh,
So
really?
that's like that's done,
Huh.
done and over with.
Yeah.
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do with it?
Scrap it, or
Really?
it's going up. Yeah, it's going up for sale for parts.
Yeah.
I guess like the motors that's in it. I'm pretty sure that's in a lot of the Wranglers too.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
probably still
Four-cylinder.
good, yeah?
Yeah, the motor still
Yeah,
runs
yeah.
strong, so just sell it for parts. It's just bad trans.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
might pick it up and
Oh,
change the drivetrain or
For
whatever.
sure, for sure.
Whatever. But yeah, like it still actually drives around a little bit. It's
Mm.
just a little crunchy, but
Yeah.
they're gonna. And my neighbor has a car dolly, so I'll probably
Oh, nice.
I'll put it up. A lot of reason I think people won't pick stuff up like that because then they got to get it towed. And
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll do like 20 miles whatever, and I'll drag it to their place whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just something that I don't want to mess with, like with getting another transmission or swapping shit and everything.
Yeah. Because the body,
yeah.
you said the body was jacked, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
The rockers and everything would have to all be done and everything.
Yeah.
But
So it'd be
Like-
easier for just parts.
yeah, but if anybody wants a motor out of it, and there's a lot of parts on it that are still good. So whatever. A couple $100. There's a good set of tires on it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Which is
A
not
couple
bad.
$100.
Yeah.
But yeah, get rid of that, and then our 19 Subaru Impreza, another bad wheel bearing.
Fuck.
That's 2 and 60,000 miles, and a bad trans.
Oh my god.
Bad transmission. I'm dying to know what actually went in it, because I asked him, I'm like, what actually went? Was it like, is it a torque converter? The
Yeah, yeah,
valve
yeah.
body?
Yeah.
Like, I'm asking him all this stuff. He's like, I don't know. It's just bad.
Yo, you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I always thought to myself, like, I think once you take your car to like a Subaru dealership, and they determine like you need a new transmission like
Yeah.
yours, Like, yo, they don't even pop it open. Like, they just whatever. All right, man. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think
they're
they
not rebuilding them.
Yeah,
or anything.
I don't think so, dude. I think
he said he's like, yeah, we're not cracking it open.
yeah.
Wow.
And that's what's so crazy to me. Like, yo,
But I want to. I was like, I want to know.
you
like,
and me
was
both,
it-
dude.
yeah.
I'd be like, bro, I'm cracking stuff open. Like, I want to see what the
ask
hell
him.
went
I
wrong.
figured out what was wrong with that Liberty. It was the torque converter
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
lock up.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah,
It's just crazy to me, dude.
I wonder if they just scrapped the trans, or if you could just ask them if you could take it.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a good question.
If they're not rebuilding it,
They're
if
not going to.
They're not going to.
They're
No.
probably just gonna send it out for scrap metal. You know what
No,
I mean?
Yeah, it's probably going in their
That's,
dumpster, bro.
that's probably
Think
where
so?
Yeah.
It's probably going in their dumpster.
I wonder if they send it back to or a Subaru place or what, because I have no idea what they do with that.
But what the trans that's going in it isn't a refurbished.
Yeah, it's gonna
Really,
be
it's a
brand
brand.
was- if
Oh
it was
yeah,
a-
it was a
if it
brand
was-
new. Yeah,
If it's a refurbished that they were putting in,
yeah,
then I'd be like, okay, they're probably pulling it and then
Oh, yeah.
sending it.
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
The case is good. Like,
yeah.
All
new.
that
Just
crap.
drop it out and put a brand new one in. It's
That's all
easier
they're
for them.
Oh my
Oh,
god, yeah.
By
Yeah.
far.
That's insane. I never really even thought about that. Like,
That's
Well,
what
think about
the
like
warranty.
what's involved with
yeah,
rebuilding a trans.
yeah.
Like what can actually go wrong.
You're the
after that.
expert, bro.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot that can go wrong with them, and when you build it, it really is it's kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like if one thing is off, it's just not going to be right. Like
It's fucking insane, man. This is why I love manual transmissions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't really mess that. Well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't mess it up, but it's a lot easier to mess up an
it's
automatic
straightforward.
trains.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
by
Like,
far.
and
But I'm just saying labor time.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
too.
thinking.
Oh,
Build
for
it,
sure.
It's way cheaper. Like they probably get a set of clutches for that thing for like $200.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Torque converter
get it
probably
at
a couple
cost.
$100. Like
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
everything's probably a full rebuild, including a valve body on the whole thing is probably like under $1,000.
Yep.
Yep.
The labor, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
they could probably have that trans out in what,
couple hours.
a couple hours.
Yeah,
out and in.
if
Because
that.
it's probably small.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's small. Those transmissions in that car is probably
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
out that
Yep.
2 foot, 2.5
And
foot.
if they're not, digging into what the problem is, then it's easy for them just to drop it,
Oh yeah.
bolt
Yep.
up a new one, and
Yep.
send
I'm
it.
still gonna ask them to see if they find out what
I feel
Yeah.
like
I'm just curious.
I feel like they should have to almost send in like the report to the warranty and be like, hey, this is what's wrong with it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
probably-
they might send it back to Subaru. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what they send it back to
That's-
Subaru, and then they
that's-
look into it.
They're probably just
because
gonna write down your word for word what you told them.
Yeah, yeah.
That's gonna be
the
the
dude's
write
like,
up.
he was like, "How do you know it's a bearing?"
What did
he said it?
What did you
cocky,
tell
and
him,
I'm
Rob? Because we
well-
talked about it before.
And well, I explained to him exactly how it was reacting and when the sound was coming, like it was following more of the speed of the drivetrain and not the speed of the wheel. Like, 'cause a wheel bearing, you could get them to get noisy around a
Yep,
corner,
yep.
and everything. Like, and I'm like, it's not a wheel bearing. I'm like, it sounds. I was like, when I drop it in neutral and rev it while I'm coasting,
Yeah.
it almost goes away because the engine's disengaged from the transmission. I'm like, it's something in the drivetrain. I'm like, and I really had my money on it. I thought it was going to just be like a CV joint or like in an axle, like, or the
Right.
bearing that
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
lot of miles on it.
Yeah, yeah,
So-
yeah.
And he was like, no, he's like, yeah, trans is done. I was like, oof.
Ooh, ooh.
But at first he was like, how do you know it's a bearing? I'm like, bro, you know where we work.
Yep.
I'm like, you know how many bearings
I know.
listen to on it? Like
Yeah.
we have where we work, we have about 18 miles of conveyor belt in our warehouse.
Yeah.
About 18 miles.
Yeah.
You know how many bearings are in there? Like, in that, I know what a bad bearing sounds like.
Yeah.
Like I've heard them at the slightest failure, and I heard them at extreme failure. I'm like, I'm trying to explain this to him. Like, I do it for a living. Bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a bad bearing. Like I can tell you, I can probably almost tell you what type of bearing. It's a roller bearing that's bad in it. Like it's something. But whatever it is in the trans, it's a bearing. I bet.
You know what's crazy? I don't think whenever you go to a dealership, like the people who you're speaking to, like a service advisor or whatever.
I feel bad for them.
Yeah, so
Bro,
do I.
Because like you go there, and I'm trying to like you almost have to like ease into them
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at first they're just like they don't want to hear because they just
Nope.
heard 150 people
Yep. Yeah.
say the most.
Stupid as shit.
Thank you.
You could just say it. It's the
the
stupidest shit
dumbest
ever.
shit that they ever heard in their lives.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like here I come and I'm like, why isn't this guy like respecting me?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's because the 200 people before me, just said like the dumbest shit in the world, and then
talked
it
his
turns
fucking
out, like,
ear off.
Like, oh, my engine's bad, and like the tire's flat. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So you have to ease into them and explain to them like, listen, like I think it's this, and say it nicely.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like once he kind of heard that, like I kind of know what I'm talking about. He's like, oh, okay, we'll look into that then.
Yeah.
But it's funny though.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like, you ever like, and I'm sure you probably have watched this. Me and Danielle, we watch this all the time. Like the customer states like videos, like all of those.
It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, customer states banging in the rear,
Yeah.
and the whole fucking subframe is like banging around, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
how do you drive this thing? Like, how is this?
Did you see the one? It was what the hell was it? It was something that let loose. Oh, it let loose in the transmission or in the transfer case, and it cut a ring around the hole.
Oh, yeah.
You have to know. Did you send that to me, or I sent it to you?
I think I know exactly which one you're talking about, and I'm just like, what the fuck even happened?
But it was ready to like separate the whole transfer
Yeah,
case.
yeah.
And they drove like that. So yeah,
it's crazy.
I try not to like judge the guys behind the counter. Like they listen to this shit all the time. Like,
I know, man.
They tell him like, oh, like my heat doesn't work, and the guy opens up and a squirrel jumps out at him. Like,
yeah.
I feel bad for those guys. Like,
yeah, it's fucking wild because like I honestly don't think like because I've known some service advisors in my life. I've worked in the industry for a long time.
Yes, you did.
And the people that are actually giving you like you're talking to them to try to get their your work done, they have no idea about cars. They tell their techs, hey, this is what this guy said, fix it. Like, and check it out, see what it is, And it's so crazy to me because, like, people like you and me, we can diagnose it off of hearing it, off of feeling it. Like, we just know. Like, I'm just like, all right, well.
And, like, I try to, like.
Don't get it.
I will bring a lot of stuff back for warranty, but if I could fix something for $20, $30,
yes,
I'm going to fix it on my own. Everybody's like, oh, it's under warranty. And I'm like, it takes me longer to drive 30 minutes. Inconvenience out of my day to get there to do the whole thing, and I was like,
and you're waiting too, like, because it's not like you can be like, I got this warranty work, I need it done like right now.
Well, that's like we were bouncing around changing vehicles. It was such a pain in the ass to do this whole thing.
I know.
And we got the car back. They're like, yeah, just drive it. It's gonna take 2 weeks to get the trans in.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
They're like, just drive it. And I'm like, cool.
Holy fuck.
And I told her, she's like, what happens if it dies? And I'm like, well, it gets towed.
It's gonna get towed to them.
And then like, we're going to get a rental. Like, It is what it is. Like,
that's what it is.
I'm like, we've been driving with this noise for, had to be almost 10,000 miles.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just
it's
been
crazy.
There.
Yeah.
And I just, it doesn't sound.
It doesn't sound catastrophic.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
Not
catastrophic.
yet.
And I'm bad because, like, I don't know the way my brain works or whatever, but out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Like she said something to me, and I'm like, oh yeah. And then I go about my day, and like nobody says anything. Like my brain just takes that information.
Really?
Like it doesn't need to be. Yeah, it's not important.
Bro, anytime Danielle comes to me with anything, I'm like, all right, I got to figure it out like right now. Like, all right.
So, well, I was like, it's a wheel bearing in my head. And
Yeah.
So I didn't even like until I got in the car and I drove it because I hardly ever drive it.
Yeah.
And then I realized how bad it was, and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't a wheel bearing.
Yeah. This is something more.
It was funny though. There was a bad wheel bearing as well. Like it's funny that they found it anyway. Like that's what I mean. Like how do you have
funny?
The 40,000 was the first wheel bearing.
Yeah.
Like how do you? You know what? Like my thoughts. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it to everybody. Hopefully somebody could chime in.
What would be so for normal people for a wheel bearing? How long should they last?
Life of the car.
There you go.
There's no doubt about it.
Life of the car.
Yep.
And you want to know why I think the older wheel bearings worked better and everything? They were serviceable.
Yeah.
Not from China.
Greased.
Yep.
If you can, that's like universal joints. Like I never heard of people like the only way your universal joint used to go is if you didn't grease them.
Yeah.
Now everything is sealed. Like I agree with things being sealed to a point.
Yeah, to a point.
But like, it's just it's sad. Like
I don't like it.
I don't either.
I remember. Listen, And I remember when there used to be a point where like it used to come in for an oil change. I had to grease every freaking fitting in a car.
Yeah.
And I used to be like, what the fuck,
If it was
man?
4-wheel drive, you had to do 4-wheel drive universals.
Yep.
You, know, your wheel bearings, all that.
All of it. And it used to annoy the hell out of me because if I got grease, grease is like it's grease, but you know it just gets all over.
I put gloves on it.
Yeah.
When I grease, especially like we do the dock plates and everything, it gets super messy.
Back in the day.
Oh yeah,
back in the day. Just do it. Yeah.
Well, back in the day, like I didn't really realize, hey man, like we get gloves or whatever. You know what I mean? I would wear like mechanics gloves, but not the rubber gloves that we use. And
we also didn't have Amazon too to like order them. Like you'd be lucky if you went to the local shop and you remembered to grab a box.
And I used to like if I get certain
things, I will religiously put gloves on.
Dude, I put gloves on for everything.
Not for everything. I'm fine with a lot of stuff. My hands get dirty still. I don't mind it and everything. But there's two real big ones: is gear oil.
Yep.
And transmission fluid.
What?
Yep, transmission or hydraulic fluid.
You got to add another one on there, dude.
That's it for me. Right?
Anti-seize?
Nah, man, come out like a Silver Surfer, bro.
That's another one of those worst ones, dude.
Yeah,
like I can't,
Yeah, but like if you saw my bottle of anti-seize in my garage, it's so ADHD. It's like,
really?
Like brand new. Because that shit's clean. I wiped down.
Is
clean.
it really?
Yeah. It's not goobered up. It's not. There's some people I'm just like, did you chew on this thing? Like, what the hell did you do to this thing? Like, I don't understand how people mess that. Like,
bro,
you take it off real gently, put it where you got, put it back. Like,
dude, I smear it all over everything, dude. It's so bad.
Even where we live.
Yeah. I wipe the bottle down when I get done, but like still that little little dabber.
Did you clean your tools, Rob?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Danielle's my helper, yo. Every time I get done with a job, she'll come in. Can I help you with anything? Always.
I told you those guys make fun of me at work.
Oh yeah.
All my shit's like straight and everything.
I don't understand why.
I see some people. I hope they're not listening. But I see some people that look at their cart and they're like, it's a pile of tools.
This is crazy.
And I go help them. They're like, hey, hand me my 9/16. And I'm staring at the cart and I'm like, Where? Like my shit's like in order.
Yeah.
I'm so bad, but.
Listen,
this
clean,
is how. Yes, I don't want to ever grab if I'm working on because we work on stuff that's greasy and we also work on like conveyors that there's nothing.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go to a job where I don't need to put gloves on and grab my wrench and then be covered in grease from like 2 jobs before.
Yeah.
Just be clean. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, I'm the same way.
It comes with age too.
Same way.
When I was younger, I was probably a little sloppier and everything. But as I got older, my stuff is.
I think when you have to pay for your own stuff.
Oh yeah. That's true too.
Well, even I don't know. Like I didn't pay for $1 of my tools at work.
Oh yeah, that's how it works. But
I treat them like mine.
But
I know a lot of guys that work there that treat them that it's not. I treat it like that's mine. Those are my tools.
Yeah.
But like,
there's no way, man. No way. Like I try to keep all my shit clean.
I wipe all my stuff down.
The only time my cart gets like it's not even like a crazy pile, but I'll have like a little pile in there.
But if you're in the middle of a
there
job,
you go.
That's it.
If I stop a job at night and then I come back in the morning or whatever the case is, I'll leave all my tools there because I know that's all the tools
you need
that
the
I'm
ones
gonna
put
need.
them back together.
Yeah.
That's
when
fine.
I get done with the job, I sweep my area or I try to sweep up. And I clean all my tools. If Danielle's not there, I make sure all my tools are all clean and I throw them away and I put them where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
But some people ain't like that. I just don't understand it.
What were we talking about? What did we start out?
Anti-seize.
Yeah. No, we were talking about wearing gloves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were talking about wearing gloves and shit.
Oh yeah. What are your top 3?
I don't really have like
everything.
Mine is everything. Like I literally like. I'll go and touch Danielle's tires.
You know what?
I'll put gloves on.
Brakes, like brake dust and everything. That stuff gets pretty nasty.
Bro, I put gloves on for everything.
I know you do. Yeah.
Everything. Like
yeah, you do. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, and it's not like I'm trying to be a little McBitch or whatever.
No.
But like, I just don't want it everywhere.
I hear you.
And once it rips, I'm like, I don't even. It's when it rips that like really makes me mad because I'm like, I don't feel it rip.
Yeah.
And then I can continue to do what I'm doing. I'm just like.
I'll go out there and his gloves like half off, and I'm like, "You want another glove?"
There are some times though where I'll be in a horrible place trying to like get a a nut on or something, and the gloves come off.
And
I need
different story.
Full on textile, like
totally different.
The finest touch.
Yep,
you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just like, but yeah, like. My brother-in-law, he works every single day. He wrenches.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's crazy.
7 days a
man.
week he wrenches.
I don't know how he does it.
He wrenches like the finest things. He does gloves on. It doesn't even faze him. It's just that he finally trained himself to he could have all that feel.
Yeah,
the finer touch with that. So.
Yeah. I mean, but that's good though. You know what I mean?
Every day, like. Oof.
Yeah, it's fucking.
You know what? More and more, like now that this happened, like with the kid's car and stuff, I'm literally taking more steps back. We talked about this on off the air, like about that. I'm just kind of like I'm done doing a lot of the repairs.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired of it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it's not enjoyable to me, I'm gonna have somebody else do it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Like all my normal maintenance stuff and everything, I'm gonna keep doing because I like doing it.
Absolutely.
But like, if I get into a spot where like I need a new radiator or something like that and I got to pull half the damn front of the car off, I might pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
I might do it. I don't know.
I haven't gotten to that.
I'm up in the air.
Yet.
Like right now, I'm thinking that until like I actually come into it.
So they say it's like $600 for the radiator, and you're like, what, the part's like $120, and they're like, yeah, Rob, this is the price.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Then you're gonna rip it apart yourself.
Well, mentally, I'm gonna try to get to the point. I don't know.
Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Probably pretty bad.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that point yet, but like I've been a lot more. Like I've been lazier the last, I don't know, probably like 6-8 months or so. Ever since like Sapphire, I'm just like I really don't want to do anything.
You want to do enjoyable stuff.
Yes, I do. I do.
I think that's where I'm at right now. Like. And some of those jobs don't fall under being enjoyable, and like I don't like the whole thing about swapping a trans into my kid's car.
Mm-hmm. That's not.
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
But like I'm looking, I crawled under it right away, and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It sucks a little bit. Some of the top bolts on the
of
bell
course
housing look like pretty tight in there.
Yep.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna end up doing it on the ground.
Yeah.
Which doesn't, I'm not above that. Like, I'll do it right out in the gravel. Like, I really don't care. And actually, I'll do it on the ground because it'll be easier for me anyway to handle something like that by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're closer to the ground, easier to work on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, how many things, I'm thinking to myself, how many things can go wrong?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, look, it's only like, $300-400 for another trans. And I'm
when you fix that, what else is next?
But, like, what else do you need?
Yeah.
Your fluids, all your seals and everything. And anything else that break.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I going to gamble?
Yeah.
No, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Scrap it.
Crazy, dude.
$500 down to $2.
Yeah, but like you didn't spend that much money for that car anyway. It was a junker car just to kind of get him going. You know what I mean? So really wasn't that crazy anyway. So
Yeah, if I spent $2,000 on the car initially, I would have swapped the trans.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I think what sucked the enjoyability out of working on cars was Sapphire for sure. That's why I've been.
Really?
Yeah, it killed a lot of my momentum. Like because my page is starting to grow faster now. Like before I had Sapphire and started really like going at it, I probably had maybe, and don't get me wrong, like this ain't big numbers by any means, but I probably started off with like maybe 12 to 1,300 like subscribers. And I started working on the Evo like after I put that car outside, and I was just like, you know what, I'm done with it for now. I'm not gonna fuck around with it too much. Bro, it just started like steadily going up. I'm like up over 1,700 now, and I'm just like, where the fuck did this even come from?
Yeah.
But people are starting to like watch my content, which is cool. But like now I'm like at a point where I'm just like, fuck, like,
What do you think drew that last rush?
No idea, dude.
I think it was the back and forth.
Yeah.
Of doing everything right.
Yeah.
And it was still, you sent out the turbos.
Yeah, I sent out turbos.
You sent out 2 different turbos, and you still had the exact same problem.
Yeah. So.
And then you bought a brand new one.
One. Yeah.
We have essentially 3 turbos for that car.
Yep.
And then it ended up being what, a seal?
Yeah. So I changed out to a little eBay turbo.
Yeah,
bro, $200, and it's good now. But so what I did was I changed out when I took the turbo off. I noticed, and I haven't even gone through this on my channel yet.
Yeah.
But I took the exhaust manifold off, and I saw the first 2 runners. So 1 and 4 were good. 2 and 3 were bad. Like, you can see there was oil just like, it was there. It was moist. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I was like, there's something going on. I don't know exactly what it is. I need to figure it out. So instead of like ordering parts, I already had parts from like previous builds. Mm-hmm. So new valve seals. So I replaced all the valve seals for the intake side. Okay. I mean on the exhaust side on the front of the engine. You know, put 100 psi in each cylinder, pulled the valve springs out, like replaced the valve seals, and bro, now the car is fucking fine.
Yeah.
So, which is weird to me because, you know, I just had everything done on the other motor. I don't know if that other head was good or bad, or I have no idea. But
doesn't take much of anything,
dude.
But it's just been a big headache.
But yeah, it was such a headache. It was it's been such a nightmare.
Sapphire should be for sale soon.
Yeah.
Most of the content that you've been putting up is with.
Has been with Sapphire.
With the Evo or Subaru.
Yeah, it's been with the Evo.
With the Evo. So you think you're getting more followers because of that?
Yeah.
Evo. Yeah. No, that's good. Like, and then
so. But yeah, now.
Speaking of subscribers, UK.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, I got such a very funny story. So, I had a guy reach out to me on my channel, mm-hmm. and he was watching all my Skyline stuff, right? And I was just like, all right, well, I got somebody that commented, whatever, no big deal. He asked me a couple questions, not a big deal. I says, listen, if you have any more detailed questions that you want to ask, I don't really check YouTube on a daily basis, but I'm on Instagram every day. So I says, send me an Instagram, something on Instagram, and then we'll get together, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, but if you guys are not friends with people and they, they want to send you a message, it comes up into your request files. And so I was just like, I really don't check it.
Yeah, neither do I.
So I'm just like, oh shit, like I don't know. So he went on my page, and my page is open to the public, so I don't, you know what I mean? And he commented on my, like, one of my pictures, and he was like, please check your DMs. And I was like, that's weird. Somebody just randomly just said that. So I checked my request, and it was in my request. And he commented and was like, hey, I've been watching your video about Skylines. Like, can you help me? And I was like, okay, cool. Like, mm-hmm. this is dope. Like, somebody actually wants to, talk about the Skyline or whatever. So apparently he bought a Skyline 4 years ago or something like that.
What did he buy? 32 or 33?
33. He bought a 33, white one, and he paid like $14,000 for it. 4 years ago, $14,000. Ridiculous, dude. The problem is that it had a big turbo on it, and it had xenon headlights. So anybody that's in the GTR community, xenon headlights right now, if you can find them.
I found a set yesterday.
Did you really?
It was like as soon as I went on Facebook, after you were talking to the guy, $7,000.
$7,000.
What?
Yo, and that's cheap. That's cheap. If you look on eBay right now, they're like $10,000. Yo, they are ridiculously rare. But those aren't the stock
headlights, though, right?
They are.
Oh, so is that what you have?
No, I don't have xenon.
I was gonna say I'm going upstairs. I'll see you guys later.
she would take him out in a second.
Just trying to get start the new year off right.
So what they're called Series 3 xenon headlights. So they only came out in 1998. 90 yeah. So the GTR came out 95 to 98. Okay. Only those 3 years. The 98 models had xenon headlights. They're called Series 3.
Okay.
They only came in that model only. And for you to get them is very, very rare. So this guy bought a car. The guy took the xenon headlights out.
The original owner.
The original owner said, "Yeah, I'll sell it to you for this much."
That's why he got it for $14,000.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest.
He sold him the car, took the headlights out, and took the turbo kit. So I guess there was a big turbo kit set up on that car, and so he took those two things. And the guy was like, "Yeah, man, whatever. You can take whatever."
I would have did it.
Oh, 100%.
Yep. So the guy that bought it he's not a Skyline like guy, you know what I mean? So he didn't know. He was just like, yeah, I'll just go and buy some cheap headlights for it. No big deal.
Yeah.
Not realizing like, yo, those are $10,000 headlights.
Still wild. But...
Yo, crazy. So
I feel like even $1,000 for headlights is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I feel like headlights are about nowadays, like $1,000.
But I still think it's crazy.
There's those Mishimotos or whatever for the Z's.
Oh, really?
Like crazy looking.
Are they?
I would love a pair, but they're like $1,400.
Jesus Christ, dude,
I'd
that's
love to
nuts.
I don't know if I could.
I can't. Yeah,
I don't know if I can squeeze the trigger on something like that.
I know. Yeah,
I look at them all the time. I'm like, oh, they're gorgeous, and then I'm like, I might end up doing something soon because the inside of my lenses are starting to get effed up.
Oh, really?
It's starting to get that checkered.
Yeah.
Like, I get the yellow off of it, but it's still that they're checkered. It's starting to get those lines in it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do something soon. But go on. I'm sorry. So
but no, it's all good.
So this dude has no headlights, and he has
no headlights, and no turbo kit.
No turbo kit.
No turbo at all.
Okay.
So
now he decided to work on it.
Yeah, and now he's like, you know what? It's time. I really want to work on this. So he watches my videos, right, and reaches out to me, and I'm trying to give this guy as much help as I possibly can. Now, mind you, this is a guy in the UK.
Yeah.
So I found out not his exact address, but he lives right outside of London.
Okay.
Right, and it's crazy to talk to somebody from a different country.
Yeah.
So there's no real language barrier. English is English, but like he talks more proper English, I think. So I had him on speakerphone, and Danielle's just like.
So he asked Ralph if he could FaceTime him.
Oh yeah, FaceTime.
And so Ralph is super nice.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Especially if you're working on.
Yeah. So
there's nothing weird
but
about.
How crazy is that though? Like Ralph's been talking to this guy. Yeah. He found him on YouTube. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like. I walked behind him yesterday, and he's like, "Oh, trying to help him with parts and stuff." So,
but that's the community though.
Staying humble, though.
It's so fire because it's crazy because it's funny that you say that. Staying humble because he told me that he's reached out to a couple YouTubers. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously bigger than me. Yeah. And they won't even.
They don't even answer. And they don't even answer. The shops around him too aren't very helpful, which is crazy.
He said nobody wants to help him with anything, and I'm just like, bro, I'm not.
Well, a lot of times with that stuff is like nobody wants to help someone do their own thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh no, drop it off.
I'll pay you.
Which totally understandable. Yeah. Totally understand. But like, yo, give this guy some direction or something. You know what I mean? And like, and I'm nobody. I'm just like a regular car guy, just like you, just like me.
But stuff like that though, it should be pretty simple. I mean,
it's
almost simple. Whew. What, just a straight up bolt-on kit?
Dude, it is not. Like everybody thinks that like Skylines, just because they're older, dude, they're packed with a lot of like. What I think are dumb things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're there because like it has to be.
Yeah, but I mean, bolting on a turbo kit like shouldn't be that bad, really.
It's a twin turbo, dude.
It's a twin turbo though,
dude.
I don't know. I've seen it. I mean, like.
We if we walk to the backyard and you look at the side of that engine with those twin turbos on it. Yeah. You'd be like, "There's no fucking." I showed
you those compounds we pulled apart.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. Well, no.
That's piping is wild.
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
It's still piping though. We're still talking bolt on.
That is true. That is
true. We're still talking bolt on.
Oh yeah, but the problem is that whenever you have something like this and you don't have the parts, and that was part of the problem.
Oh.
So I says, "Hey man, like, how did you kind of get it?"
Yeah.
So the guy told me, he said he just threw everything in the trunk. He says in the glove box has got like a bunch of bolts. Don't know where they go.
Oh, he's tried. No, that's
yeah.
Now, if he went out and bought a straight up full kit, and installed it, that I'm like,
yeah. Totally different.
He's trying to put together.
Yes, he's trying to put together
someone else's puzzle that they kind of took some pieces away from.
Nope.
So the guy took his whole turbo kit off and was just like, hey, I'm not going to put this back on. You can put it back on. So he threw it in the trunk, and the guy towed it away.
Now this makes sense.
See? So it didn't make sense to me at first, and then I was like, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's why it's hard.
Yeah.
And I think about the price, and I'm like, because we got your Skyline 5 years ago.
Yep.
And I think about how much we paid for it, and I'm like, wow, he got like a good deal.
Good deal.
I laugh all the time. Like I see like supercharger kits that guys pull off their cars.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, everything's here, and I'm like, like, nope.
Okay.
I'm not that guy.
And they only want like $1,000 off the original price.
I'm like, nope. Dude. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try to put this puzzle together. And that's why it's a simple supercharger.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'll be sitting there like staring at something like, where's this bracket?
Nope.
See, and that's
unless you put 5 together before that, and you know every part.
Oh yeah.
That's a different
and that's what
story.
you do for a living.
Yes,
that's like a different. That's
totally
a different
story.
Like,
totally different.
Like if somebody sold you a full
like a turbo
exhaust
kit
exhaust
car.
Exhaust manifold, a whole exhaust manifold and turbo kit, cold side and hot side for an Evo.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'd probably be able to walk up and be like, "No, you're missing this.
Yeah.
And I need this.
Yeah.
And I need this bracket.
This is all here.
That nobody can find.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
All right, so you got this guy. He's like, now you're.
I will say this. I can confidently say that if you stuck everything in front of me, I could tell you like what's supposed to be there. Mm-hmm. So I've taken that car apart 3 times now. So
the Skyline?
The Skyline. So the first time when I blew the head gasket, I had to take everything apart, make sure everything was good with that. That was my first time.
Yep.
The second time, whenever we got on the dyno and the front turbo went, I had to pull both turbos out to send them out to get, checked out. That was my second time. And now my third time, when I had to upgrade a couple like stupid things. So technically 3 times I've had these things out. Mm-hmm. And I can confidently say like I know what pieces go where and how, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So he was asking me questions. Hey, am I missing anything? What do I need? And I said, listen, let's get on FaceTime. Let's do this. And bro, I'm not like naive with by any means. So I'm just like, all right, well, we got to get together at a time that works for you and works for me. But he's 5 hours in the future, dude. 4 or 5 hours, you know what I mean? Like he's 5 hours in the future. So I'm just like,
I used to game with a dude from the UK.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's so fucking fire, dude. Like, and I know it might be like a little weird, but like I feel like if I went to London, like I'd be like, yo, let's hang out. You know what I mean? Like, so which is kind of dope. So that's kind of how I feel. But we got on FaceTime. We looked a couple. We got on FaceTime twice. The first time, I told him flat out. I was like, yo, you're missing this, and this, right? And he goes, oh man, like where do I even like look? And I looked on our side of the pond to see if I can find anything, and he looked on his side. And I found what he needed, and I just sent it to him. Like, hey, man, like this stuff is in Canada.
I would have thought a lot more parts would have been available.
That's
over
what
there.
I was thinking.
There you go. Yeah. So there is not as many, like, or I don't know exactly like how it is because eBay is weird. You have to put your country and region in. So my region is only set to North America. So I can only see North America, Canada, U.S., and probably some of Mexico. So I can, but United States is huge. Yeah. Like you can fit 6, whole United Kingdoms in sideways. But like, you know what I mean?
When you were looking for parts like this, though,
I think you could expand your search. Too.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have any sort of a ban, right? On the GTRs, they had them the whole time.
Yep.
So there's definitely more overseas.
There should be a lot more out there. Should be a lot more.
So like when you're looking for small parts and everything to be shipped, like why would did you ever set your search criteria? To like something like that.
Yep. I've actually set mine to Japan, but like Japan has a whole different, it's like eBay Jap or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, but yeah, I've set it like that,
and that's like fairly newer for us too, because I remember when eBay first came out, like you could order from anywhere, and there was like easy button.
Yeah. There was nothing.
So if like you're looking for a vehicle, it's good. But if you're looking for a part, then it's
a lot harder.
Then you have to just switch your settings.
Yeah. But like it's crazy because eBay really isn't as gigantic as it is over here. Like over there, it's all Yahoo auctions. Yahoo is still huge out there.
Huge.
Yeah. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? But that's how it is over there. But which is kind of dope.
A friend of mine's rebuilding an older Alpha, and
nice.
Like an older 2-seater convertible Alpha. Like like I don't even know what year it is, but he gets a lot of his parts
from the UK.
From UK.
That's so fucking dope, dude.
And it's hard to find stuff for Alphas over here.
Yeah.
But But over there, it's there.
It's plentiful, dude.
But you would have thought I would have thought this exact same thing with the Skylines. Like it should have been like, oh, I can just go to the auto parts store and just grab it up.
Yeah.
Or I can go to a junkyard and just grab up some parts.
Take it up. But you got to think too. That is still a 28-year-old. Oh no, it's almost like 30-year-old car by now. 28-year-old, 29-year-old car by now. So like, bro, it's getting up there, man. You know what I mean? So I can't exactly say you can go to your local whatever parts place and be like, yeah, I need this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you can probably do like washers, gaskets, stuff like that, but parts like actual parts, probably not.
Worse and worse, huh?
Yeah. So I can't imagine like that being the case. But I identified a bunch of stuff that he did need, and he's been looking. And I says, listen, hit me up whenever you have all those parts, and then we can talk about the order in which you can actually do it. Because I have like what we in America called like the O2 housing, the back part of the exhaust, downpipe or whatever. They call it a dump valve. So, and I have both of my OEM ones.
Okay.
I told him, I was like, I'm not going to send this to you, but like, this is what it looks like. And I gave him the part number, and he goes, oh man, this is so great. And so we got to talking, and he flat out like, he was super happy that I spent some time with him. Like, and he was like, listen, nobody else has spent any kind of time with me.
How
and
is
stuff
that
like
piped on a GTR? Like, as far as you have a straight 6.
So I have a straight 6.
And it's a twin turbo, not compound.
Yep, twin turbo.
So are they like off of...
So 3 cylinders to the front, 3 cylinders to the back. They go to the turbine housings. Turbine housings go down, and it meets
That's
to...
a weird setup.
But listen...
That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like...
It's the only twin turbo setup like that I know of. Like, I don't even think BMWs are like that. Supers aren't like that either.
So that's the hot side will push to... Is it like wide into before it goes in?
Yep. So, do you mean the exhaust side, or are you talking about the intake side?
The exhaust side.
So the exhaust side goes into one massive pipe.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, 2.5 inch to 2.5 inch, and then it goes into a 3 inch, and then it goes out to back to exhaust.
So 3 and 3 into turbo and turbo.
Yep.
And then it goes out.
Yep. Both pipes split, and then they meet.
And meet and then go out.
Yeah, and then they go out.
Your cold side.
The cold side
is pushing out. Both come out, meet, go
so,
into your in.
Yeah, both cold sides go into like this one.
So how do you like? That's so weird. Like, so you could have a turbo starting to fail.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you really wouldn't.
Yep.
Almost really wouldn't
Listen,
note it.
Yeah. Well.
A little power you'd lose.
You noticed it because we had a.
So do they build compounds for that?
No.
As well. Did anybody run one big turbo?
Oh, that's what majority of people do.
Went to a big
majority of people
single
do.
Turbo.
Yeah. Like I wanted to, I'm still in the process of like thinking about, do I want to max these little mini turbos out?
Well, you get a completely different power range.
Oh,
if you're running 2 small turbos,
Yep.
you are gonna be like quick.
Yep.
You are up to boost at like probably what do you got, like 2,500 RPM? You're almost up to boost.
So no, these things they're bigger, small turbos. Like it's really weird.
It still takes a little bit.
Yeah, it still takes a little bit. But yeah, it might be somewhere around the 35 to $4,000 range. But that thing revs out to 8,500.
Oh, all right.
It's
so you're up.
Fucking insane.
So you're on that end.
That like for a straight 6, I never really realized.
I would probably prefer the small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like you put a big turbo on, that's like you're gonna start pulling so far later.
Yeah.
That's like when you want to like
chasing down somebody. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you're pulling. Like I would rather have fun down lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a small part of me. And the reason why I say this is mainly because I want to keep all the stock stuff to me.
Yeah.
When the car came to me, it had all stock stuff, HKS, like like intake pipes and stuff like that. So like, I had a lot of good stuff parts whenever I got my car, and I really don't want to give it up. Like stock intake box, like you can't even find a stock intake box, and mine is.
I just love the way they look.
Yes,
I really love the way they look.
I sure do.
All the RB, I like all of them. I like.
Yep.
I just saw there was a beautiful older Datsun, and he had an RB26 in it. And it just looked
so good.
Looked beautiful.
Yeah.
And I hate the fact that we're getting away from the straight 6.
Me too, dude.
And I swear it's a conspiracy to make stuff break faster. You give me a straight 6. Give me a straight 8. I don't care.
Did they make a straight 8?
Yeah, they made inline 8s. Absolutely, they did. Long time ago.
Really?
They run forever.
Oh, yeah, like old cars, right? Yeah. Okay.
You give me I think it just has to do with this less. You put in a V configuration. You go Subaru, Porsche, a flat configuration.
Yeah.
I think that's actually better, a flat configuration, because like I think there's less opposing forces like with You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
But you give me like a straight, like that's why a straight 4 just they last.
Yeah.
Like why are they lasting? Why is a straight
business.
6 last?
That's why.
Yes, it's just
right to the point.
in and out, done.
And
I just think like they keep doing this crap with the, I don't know, all the emissions crap. It just it lessens the life. Like,
it's fucking horrible, dude. It really is.
What's the life expectancy on an RB? Like they last forever. You
So-
give me an iron block straight 6, you can't kill it. You give me the straight 6 out of the 3-liter out of the BMWs.
Yep.
They're tanks.
Yeah.
The 4-liter straight 6 Chrysler put out. Those things, I had one. You couldn't kill it. It was a straight. It just.
It's crazy because the straight 6s, like, they last so long. The RB had like oiling. Well, supposedly had oiling issues, which we kind of know about. Mine, thankfully, like before I got mine, was taken care of.
Yeah.
But when I put everything back together, I made sure everything was there. But they put a restrictor. There's it'll take out all the oil from the sump and push it up to the head, and the head can't drain it fast enough, so it just sits up there. So, but yeah, there has been a restrictor that was put in when I took my motor out, so really not that big of a deal. But it's still a really good engine, like regardless.
I don't know. Maybe I'm biased with it. I mean,
no.
The Cummins straight 6.
I feel like everything that's got a straight 6 is probably. I don't know about a straight 8 because they were old school.
But I'm just saying, like,
but straight 6s,
it doesn't work because it's just too damn long.
Yeah.
I understand. But I'm just saying, like,
huge, dude.
But I'm just saying, like, God, I wish I had the straight 6 in the Z. Like,
yeah. That'd be fucking fire. Like, you could do it.
Yeah,
you could do it.
I could spend my money other places.
But yeah, that it is true too. Like, shit is getting so expensive for cars too now. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to buy something and put a straight 6 in it. Like, that'd be so fucking fire. Like, I don't know what I would do, but it'd be so dope though.
I think I don't know if I sent you the reel. It was the first I found out. Shit, I should look it up. But it was something. It was they put an RB in. It was from Nissan.
Oh yeah,
it was the hatch.
What the fuck? What hatch?
I thought
does Nissan have?
You know what I'm talking about? It wasn't something that was released over here.
Yeah,
they did a rally car.
Like whatever. A Starion? No, not a Starion.
Yeah, no, it might be that.
A Starlet. Starlet.
Oh, what's
Starion?
It's something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I just saw it, and I was like, they showed it, and it looked like this, like, grocery getter car, and they popped the hood, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
And that was, and they built that car. Like, it wasn't like.
That's fucking insane.
I can't remember if I thought I sent it to you.
You know what's crazy? It's probably
Stadia.
No, Stadia. Was it a?
It's a hatch. It's like.
It's a hatch.
Oh yeah, is it a 5-door like a wagon? Is that it?
No, it was smaller.
Smaller than that?
Smaller. It looks like a. Let me see if I send it to you.
I don't know what it's called. You know what's crazy? Like, we haven't even
We didn't do any reels.
No, we didn't do any reels. So it might be in there. It might be in there, but like we just don't. I don't really want to.
Yeah, no, we're not going to go down that rabbit
Yo,
hole.
like, we didn't even get to, like, the subject which I want to talk about, but it's really not that big of a deal. What?
Stanza this thing?
Stanza? No, I don't think so.
It almost looks like that. Like, it looks something like that bad, though. Like, it's hilarious.
It looked like a station wagon kind of.
Yeah, it's...
Looks like a station wagon that got smushed.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's so weird, though. But I you know what? But I will tell you this. Like, what do you got? What is that?
It's.
Oh yeah. No, we're getting there. We're getting there at the time. But yeah, we didn't even go through any reels. We didn't even get to the subject. But we had a lot. We kind of had a lot to talk about. You know. So.
Oh yeah.
I think we will be talking about like the subject next episode, and we will go through so many reels because we've like been crazy busy since we haven't been on the air. So yeah,
it's been a lot of stuff going on.
Oh my God, yeah, I know. I know.
Settling down.
Yeah, like Danielle and we've been going to the gym. I know you're starting to go to the gym. Yeah. Like, absolutely. So trying to get this shit together. You know what I mean? Like, trying to get my beach body going.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but yeah. So, anything else you got to say, Rob?
No, I'm all good. Without getting down another rabbit hole.
I know. Yeah, let's not get into another rabbit hole. But Rob, where can they find you?
Instagram, No Show Rob.
Nice. And you can find us everywhere on all social medias at the Cars and Comedy Podcast. And if you want, please shoot us a message, shoot us a text, anything like that. If you want to talk about anything, we do have really good times when we come on this show, and it's really an awesome day. So yeah, this is where we're gonna leave this episode off. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next time. Deuces.